For me, there are four main misconceptions about relationships in our society, and they are that we share all the same values as our partner, that we never hurt each other's feelings, that we know what each other is thinking and needs, and that relationships come easy and maintain themselves. Now, obviously, these are not true in the absolute sense. Quite the opposite. We're going to have different values, and we're going to have to figure out how to compromise those values. You're going to have to express how you're feeling and not assume the other person knows what you're thinking or need. You're going to hurt each other's feelings, albeit unintentional, so you're going to have great repair skills. And lastly, relationships take work, they take maintenance, they take discussion and communication. And that's what I want to teach you, is those skills to have a highly successful relationship. One key to having a great relationship is having great repair skills. All relationships are going to have tears and repairs. And the tears are not necessarily a bad thing. It's what it takes to grow. But you have to grow together and repair even more tightly than before. So the key here is to assume good intentions and to be fully present for your partner. A great mantra here is something like, when you're upset, the world stops, I listen. And the goal is, when I am ready to repair, I try not to keep score and think, hey, my partner should reach out and be the one to repair with me. No, I want to repair with them. And if they ever reach out to repair and make an attempt to repair with me, I want to accept that repair. I don't want to be like, I'm not ready to hear that yet. So with repairs, my challenge to you is to be the first to initiate and to try to always accept and never reject a repair attempt. In relationships, we all too often keep score. We value being right over the strength and health of the relationship. For me, strong relationships will acquiesce the need to be right, because the fact is, if I have to be right, that means my partner needs to be wrong. And that is not a healthy way to go about forming a team. The better way to go about it is to value the relationship over being right, to be quick to say you're sorry and quick to accept repairs from others. If you want to have a successful relationship, one key tip to remember is to always act as if. This is to always act as if you are with your partner, even when you are not. So, even when you are with friends, or even when your partner's away on a work trip, the goal is that you act as if your partner is right next to you, even when they're not. This is going to be a way to respect the relationship and to respect that person, and to have great integrity within yourself. To be in a successful relationship, you ought to be mindful of your roles and your roles. Roles, R-O-L-E-S, are the things we do that benefit the team. For example, if one person does the laundry and another person mows the lawn, that's great and fine. The roles don't have to be the same, but they have to be equitable and be understood. Also, there are roles in the relationship. That is, what is in bounds for our relationship, what is out of bounds. If one partner can go over to a friend's house and spend the night, so should the other. It has to be the same standard. All throughout relationships, however, you have to communicate on a conscious and intentional level. Are our roles fair and equitable with the jobs we do in our relationship to keep the team strong and functioning? And are our roles agreeable? And to have that talk and to discuss those things openly and honestly is what keeps relationships strong. A key thing to remember in being in a healthy relationship is to keep your problems in-house. What I mean by this is, if you have a dispute with your partner, you don't want to go then and vent to your parents about it or to tell your friends about it. This might be a natural inclination for someone to do to get that support from their parents or friends, but it hurts the sanctity of the relationship because now your parents' view or your friend's view is skewed when regards to looking at that person. And that's not healthy. A better approach is to keep your problems in-house. If you need someone to help you with your problems, seek someone who is HIPAA compliant, like a therapist, and talk about your relationship with them. Better to keep your problems in-house and protect the sanctity of your relationship than to go outside and smear the reputation of your partner in the eyes of others. In relationships, we always want to attack the problem, not each other. So, say that you are both working professionals and your schedules are very busy, it can be very easy to attack each other and say, it's your turn to do this, or I did this last time, or why aren't you stepping up? Does that do any good for the relationship? No. The better approach is, let's you and I have a for us mentality and let's attack this problem together. Let's look at this together. How can we tackle this problem? How can we work together to figure out a solution? And you make the problem externalized. You don't place blame on your partner, but you use your partner as as someone who you can work with and brainstorm with to come up with a creative solution and keep the relationship strong. One of the best pieces of relationship advice I ever got came from my good friend Howard Irwin. And he said, your goal in a relationship is to outdo one another in honor and kindness, but to not keep score. I love that. I feel like if each partner in a relationship truly aims to outdo their partner in honor and kindness, that synergy of giving, that you are each givers, not matchers and not takers, is going to create such a loving relationship that you're going to continually fuel one another, that is a great script and a way to go. We get into trouble, however, when we think, I've given, where is my match? And we start keeping score. The goal is to outdo one another in honor and kindness without keeping score, but rather to trust that the more you give, the more that's going to be reciprocated back to you. Relationships in the honeymoon stage are fun and easy. You have the time to invest in one another. You go out and you court and you date and you give each other your full attention. Then the honeymoon stage ends. You get pets, you get kids, you get careers, and you start to put each other on the back burner and you start to take each other for granted. It's natural and it happens. The challenge is, if you're not continually courting and you're not making dating and quality time a regular part of your relationship, then your love tank depletes and you feel empty. The goal is to never stop courting, to continue to give each other quality time, to continue to date and continue to be each other's cheerleader so that your love tanks are constantly as full as they can be and that you show each other you love each other, you're putting each other first, and you're taking the time to value your relationship.